Morning, gang. It's Wednesday, the 28th of August, 2019. Welcome to Lincolnshire's Chapel Hill Marina. And this morning's United Kingdom talk. It took me a while to get going this morning. I actually got up a bit earlier than I usually do. And I've now got my kettle set on a timer thing. I had to spare one. You know those smart plugs you can buy? Well, they've got timers on them, although you work it all with your mobile phone. So I now got the kettle, so when I get up, the water is already boiling. I thought I'll save myself 5 minutes there. And then I started watching the telly, and then I had a FaceTime with Ronnie, who's still in hospital at the moment, but he's now doing very well. He's turned right around. I was talking to him on the phone yesterday. Those of you following this story, my best mate's been in hospital for over a week. Actually, over a week now. A week and 2 days. What's that? 9 days, 10 days, something like that. And he was very, very ill last week with several lung infections, which had crossed into his blood. So he was getting like blood poisoning as well. Anyway, he went on this permanent antibiotic drip thing for several days, and they keep doing blood tests with this, and every time they did a blood test after this thing had gone on, you know, this antibiotic drip thing, the level of bacteria in his blood went down and down, and he told me the last 3 blood tests they did showed no bacteria at all in his blood. So I think they've managed to do that, and he's hoping to go home very soon. It's just surprising, you know, just the same as it could have gone the other way, how quickly you can pull up from some of this stuff sometimes. On the other hand, you know, sometimes you get something, perhaps a couple of days of maybe just a mild cold, and then that can take weeks to recover from that. Kind of, oh, I still don't feel quite right. And other times you turn around very quickly. So that's good news there. I'm very pleased to announce my best friend should be coming home soon. I've got him a little present, which I can't tell you. It's not like flowers or sweets or something like that, but it's something he will find useful, which will be revealed after he has received it, because he might be watching at the moment. All right, so that's it. So as I say, it did take me a little while to get going this morning. Also, I was getting the news stories up, and suddenly my internet went down. And I went out and I had a look at the router, and it was off, completely off. And I thought, well, that's a bit odd. And I kind of pushed I don't know if the plug had come loose from the socket, because I've got kind of, in the plug socket, I've got like one of those adapters what make it 4 sockets. And sometimes they can come a bit loose, so I think that's probably what it was. I hope it's no more serious than that anyway. Oh, we've had our share of internet troubles here, haven't we? So that was my morning. Didn't manage to get the shed built yesterday, simply because it was so hot. It was just so hot. As you probably remember, at the end of yesterday's show, I was incredibly hot here in our little micro studio. That's quite good. Micro studio. So Gary and nephew Gary and great nephew Harry came round, and he bought the shed and literally dumped the bits of metal just around the back of the shed. So hopefully we're going to do that at some point today if it doesn't rain. And it's just a pile of metal and screws. And I'm looking at this, and the metal isn't particularly thick. It's very flimsy, this metal, although Gary says once you put them together, they are very sturdy. But I'm looking at this small pile of metal and screws. How is that 130 quid? You know, for just these metal sheets and bits like that. Anyway, there's 200 screws. Oh, my God. 200 screws to put in. My hands will be red raw by the time I finish screwing those in, I tell you that. And he'd be doing it as well, of course. But I just wish, I suppose if you looked hard enough, you could probably find them. I wish you could just buy a shed, you know, and a lorry would come and just put it down. There you go, mate. Down. Done. No, we've got to do the DIY thing. Oh, you know, I think I said the other day, I remember a time where you went into a store and you saw some piece of furniture, whatever it was, a sideboard or set of cupboards or something like that. And we say, yes, I'll have that, please. When can you deliver? And 2 men would come and deliver it, put it down, and that's it. Would be done. Now, a box of bits of wooden screws arrive. But I don't want to do that. I want it made already and just sitting there. I hate it. I bloody hate doing DIY. I'm bound to put a panel up the wrong way round, and it'd be a panel that's like the 4th one out of 10, and then you have to take the other 3 off, turn it round, put the other... Oh, Christ. I could just imagine it. Yeah, I know you want a video. You haven't even got to ask. Oh, so really, really not looking forward to doing that. On the other hand, my nephew have come round, and I don't know if great nephew Harry will be round as well. So that'd be quite nice to have them round. As you probably noticed, they popped in at the end of the show yesterday. And straight after the show, I said, this is just going to be too hot to do this. It was sweltering yesterday. Plus metal is all going to be hot to touch and all that. So Gary hadn't had breakfast. So there's a little cafe just across the bridge. You know, I'm very near a river here. You cross over a bridge. And there's a bloke. He's trying to get this cafe going. And to be honest, they've tried a few different things there, apparently, according to other people on the site here over the years, none of which have worked, unfortunately. But give him his due, he's trying to get this like cafe going, and he's got a few things for sale like in there, like tea bags and washing up liquid. He hasn't got much for sale in there. I think he's trying to build it up, really. So Gary had breakfast in there, crinkle cut chips. We got some extra chips. He'd done too many chips, so we just brought them over for Harry. I had most of those, admittedly, but I didn't have anything to eat over there because I'd already had breakfast in the morning. And we sat in there talking to the bloke, and actually I spotted a Huawei router in there. I said, "Are you on the 3 system?" He said, "Yeah." "Did you get any cutout problems?" First of all, we said no, and then he said, "Well, actually, yes, it does cut out sometimes." I said to him, "It's the router. That's what the problem is." And I was telling him the problems that I'd had just over the bridge here. And next to his restaurant, he's got another big room where he's set out this racetrack. Like what? And people apparently go at the weekend, pay him a bit of money. I don't know how much it is, and they put their little cars on there, and they have races. And he's running competitions over there. That's quite good, isn't it? Remote controlled cars. I said, "Do you get many people turn up?" He said, "Well, we had about 15 this week," which I suppose is fair enough. I don't think he'd get rich running that place, but as long as it can tick over and make a little bit of money for him, you know, to live on, I suppose that's all right, isn't it? Eh? While Gary and that was sitting there having breakfast, we spotted my other... Well, I didn't. Gary spotted my other nephew, drove past, Jimmy, who was obviously on his way to see me. So we kind of finished up quickly and walked back to the caravan, and Jimmy was here. So it was quite nice. That was nice. And as I was walking, Gary and Harry went straight back to the caravan and let themselves in because I had the cool air on in there. And my neighbour, 5 doors down, I noticed she was having her bathroom done. And it just happens that she's chosen the plastic, because they look like plastic panelling inside the bathroom. The plastic stuff she's chosen is the same one that I'm looking at, and it's like white with like sparkly effect in it. Ever so nice. So she said, "Oh, why don't you come in and have a look?" So I did, and I'm very impressed. She's actually had that put on the ceiling, this like white sparkly stuff, which looks really good. I've got 2 blokes coming on, or a bloke coming on Friday to have a little bit of a measure up and give me a quote to get my bathroom done in here. And then that'll be it for the year. I won't have anything else done. That's enough to spend in 1 year. So that was nice. And they wanted to come in and see the cool air. So they came over to my caravan, came in and was very impressed with how cool it was in there, considering how hot it was outside. It was a good 10 to 15 degrees cooler in here than it was outside. So that was nice. And then I find Margaret, who's got the caravan next to me up. I've barely seen her this year, her and her husband. She had the car and she was taking stuff out of the car and doing bits and pieces. And suddenly she said, "Well, this is the last time you'll be seeing us." I said, "Are you going?" She says, "Yes, they decided to sell the caravan." Well, they have sold the caravan as well already for the knockdown bargain price of £3,000. That's not bad, is it? £3,000 they've sold the caravan for. Very, very impressive. So they've sold that, and it's actually my people are just across 2 caravans down who are lovely. We've got lovely people here in this little bit where I am. You know, there's no rowing. Everyone gets on with each other and keeps an eye out for each other. It's wonderful, really. They've bought it for their son and daughter. Son and his wife, I think. Or son and daughter. I'm not quite sure which now. Very confused. It's like an episode of Dynasty here, dear. It's like an episode of Dynasty. So that's really nice, isn't it? So Margaret's gone. And I had no idea she was going. £3,000 they've sold that caravan for. It's a bit older than this one, but wow, what a bargain. Pick up a caravan sighted for £3,000. That's not bad, is it? I've often said, you know, I think caravans could really help the homeless. I really do. You know, if the government got like fields and things like that and stuck a load of caravans there as a temporary measure or otherwise, these are perfectly all right to live in all year round. You'd have to have a bit more insulation on some of them. Some of them are very poorly insulated, only for the summer really. But they do a winter spec one, which is thicker. That'd be perfect. You know, absolutely perfect. So she's gone. And Margaret was telling me, I said, how long have you had the caravan? She said, I've had it here 10 years. She said, the idea was when we retire, which was now, I think she said 8 years ago, the idea was we'd come down here and spend much more time here. But it just hasn't worked out like that. And various people apparently, sadly in her life, died. And this happened and that happened. And then her husband was ill as well. And they just didn't manage to come down here anywhere near as much as they wanted, and they were having trouble justifying the site, you know, the ground rent, which here it's really cheap here. The ground rent is £1,400 a year, £1,400 a year. There's many sites that are like £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 a year. This is £1,400 a year. You can't grumble at that, you know. I expect people do. You know what they're like. Don't want to pay out for anything. Oh, not paying for that. I know so many people that absolutely refuse point blank to pay for anything. Dreadful. Absolutely true. You know, you might say something. Oh, yeah, got this, and this. Oh, but, and it says, oh, not paying for it. This is what went wrong with the music industry. Kids have been brought up now to get all their music free from the internet. They don't pay for it. They don't want to pay for anything. You know. But an absolute bargain at £3,000. So I hope the next people are as quiet as they were, because they weren't noisy at all, Margaret and her husband. But a shame that, you know, they said they spent 4 years actually looking for that caravan, looking for one that they liked, and they bought that 10 years ago, but they've given it up because they just couldn't justify the money spent. I've only seen them once since April. They seem to come down, do a bit of tidying up, and then go again. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, so that's it. Oh, I've got something to show you. Got a little video to show you here. Yesterday, so I had a little sleep after. It was wonderful, actually. Gary, there was nephew Gary, nephew Jimmy, and great nephew Harry, and me sitting here chatting away for about half an hour yesterday afternoon, and no women in here. There was no cackling. All us men together, sitting there watching the telly. Sorry, ladies, the doors are closed. Moaning and moaning and moaning. Are you going to moan this morning? Let's see who's moaning this morning, and then I'll show you a little video, okay, which I made last night. It was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. A little video I made late yesterday afternoon. Let me do your messages. Good morning to Mark Jones, Shania in the house. Good morning, Shania. Hello to Clarissa, Diane Jeb. Have you got your fridge magnet now, Diane? More raffle tickets being given out during the show a little bit later on. Okay, good morning to Roy Brownlow. You should have had your email back there, Roy. I just did that this morning. George Ramsey there in Benidorm. Good morning, George. Morning to you, George. Rachel Wheatland, good morning. Michael Lawrence, morning. Rachel said the storms last night were awesome. Yes, we went to Skegness last night, and we saw some lightning and heard some thunder and had a bit of rain, but not much, to be honest. I think the storm was a little bit further over than us, so we didn't see that much of it. I get very frightened in lightning. I get a bit scared in lightning. My nephew's wife, what are you moaning about? I said, well, it's lightning. We shouldn't be walking out here. She said, and she says, oh, we got rubber shoes on. We'll be all right. No, you won't be all right. And then the lady who cares, it's actually Stacey's sister, who cares for Olivia because she's got 24-hour care. She says, oh, it's all right. We've got all these big structures around us. Yeah, which we're standing next to. You see, the thing is, the lightning doesn't just strike the structure. It strikes the structure, comes down the structure, and spreads out on the ground. So anyone standing on the ground, and when you say, oh, I've got rubber shoes on, what, you think that much rubber is going to stop the electricity? It'll jump. It's that powerful. It's going to jump across that rubber. Unless you've got rubber like that, dangerous. Really, very, very, very foolish walking around when there's lightning. But no, you can't tell them, can you? Meanwhile, she's pushing Olivia, you know, in this metal pram. I don't know, but they weren't having none of it. They insisted on going for a walk. Clarissa says it was wet where I am, but no storms. Yeah, we definitely had storms here. Just answered Michael. All right, I answered that about Ronnie. Rachel loves a good storm. One of the thunder bangs made me jump out my skin. Was it? Oh, it must have been right above you, Rachel. Good morning, LaBelle. Morning, LaBelle. My emerald-eyed love cream crumpet. my emerald-eyed love crumpet. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. There's a wonderful picture on Ray Reynolds' Facebook page this evening of him standing in front of Jack Jones, the butcher's van, as used on Dad's Army. Blooming marvellous. Unfortunately, Ray, I haven't had a chance to see the remade Dad's Army on UK Gold because, of course, Ronnie's in hospital and he's the one with the sky. Did you see it as a matter of interest on Sunday? I wonder if you saw that. There you go, Rachel wishing Ronnie much better. Clarissa, drill adapter or an electric screwdriver. I haven't got either here, unfortunately. I haven't got either here. It's going to be hand cranked screws this morning. Morning to Adam the plumber. What a shame Adam's not close. I could have you come up and do that, couldn't I? Eh? Put that shed together. Good morning to Julian. A very good morning to you, sir. Scrolling down. Weird City Citizen. Good morning. Not a fan of drop-ins. I always like a call first. Different with family, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, younger family. It's great. You know, it's great when younger members of the family literally just turn up and knock on the door. I love that. I absolutely love that. Matthew Van, good morning to you. Roy the boy, good morning, Roy. Let's have a look. Claire, good morning, Claire. Any storms where you were last night, lovely Claire? I got your text the other day and I did put a raffle ticket in. All right, darling, just in case you were wondering with that. Good morning to Colin. Morning to you, sir. There he is. Ronnie's there. Say hello to Ronnie. Feel free to talk to Ronnie about his illnesses. There we go. He'll talk there. He's very, very worried this morning, aren't you? Very worried. I never moan, Rachel. Not in 1,000 years. Diane hasn't got the fridge magnet yet, but the postman hasn't been. Oh, I'm sure you'll get it today, Diane. I sent it Monday. On the other hand, it was a bank holiday. Don't say you haven't got yours either, because Vectis didn't get his the other day. I put another one in the post for him on Monday. No, give it a chance. Give it a chance, Diane, and Vectis as well. Hopefully you'll get them. Good morning to Brandon, and good morning to Mr. Graham Lang. Ticket if you're not too early. Yes, you are too early, dear. We're not doing the tickets yet. You have to wait, dear. Wait. Patience, dear. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. Here, I saw a story actually, Graham. Let's see if I probably didn't bring this one up to read out. No. Is it right old Boris is going to suspend Parliament in September to push that thing through? They're getting desperate now, those Remainers, aren't they? Oh, my God. On and on. And then there's the Brussels Broadcasting Company. They're all remain, dear. No. He's going to suspend Parliament, I think, in September. Push it through, girl. Push it through. Nice one, Boris. Very good indeed. Okay, can I just show you this little video here? Claire says, no storms in Guildford, just some rain. Thanks for putting in the ticket. That's all right. You'll have to do another one today, darling. Once the raffle's been done on the Monday, all those tickets get dumped and we start again. All right? I'll have to bribe you for one, probably with a chocolate cake. Oh, no, I can't be bribed, Claire. No cash payments are accepted. Okay? There's no merchandise available for sale on this programme. A little picture of a shirt with a cat and me next to it. Yes, you like the sound of that. Can I just show you this now? It's a bit noisy. It's a bit noisy. Okay, what's Graham says? He's going to prorogue Parliament in October. Just been on the news. Oh, he is he? I love it. I absolutely love it. Good. And good morning to Ben, who's in the EU. Good morning, Ben. No, Ben, you're not in the EU. You're in Europe. There's a big difference here. There's a big difference here. I think you'll find most of the people that are Brexit, which I am, we don't hate people from other countries. We are not racist in any way, shape or form. If I was racist, I wouldn't be talking to you, would I? Do you know what I mean? We're not racist. We're not. We don't hate people from other countries or other walks of life. What we hate is being ruled by Brussels. We don't want it. So we're coming out, and that's it. End of story. All right, Bojo is going for it. He absolutely is. Good, good. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Wait till they start screaming and shouting and moaning. Oh, the Twitter will be alive at the moment, dear. Twitter will be alive at the moment. Right, gang. No, not the same thing, Ben. The European Union is not Europe. The European Union is that bloody thing being led by Brussels, telling us all what to do. You speak to other... I'm sure you find some people over there in Spain and Italy and Germany and France who don't like being ruled by the EU. But they don't hate us and we don't hate them. Very, very different thing. Very, very different thing. This is where it's so confusing. Ben says 6%. What's 6%, darling? What's 6%? Is that what you owe me, 6%? Morning. Okay, gang, can I show you this? This is wonderful. Look what... Now, it's a bit loud. Look what drove... I won't talk. You just listen and watch. Look what drove right past my caravan yesterday afternoon. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Look how it turns around. Watch it drops the thing down as well again. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I love it. Look at the dust that comes off it. Unbelievable amount of dust. Ha ha. I've got a brand new combine harvester. Da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da 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 da. I love it, and it was so loud. It was so loud, and it was just dust pouring out of the back of that thing and collecting all the stuff. Is it a combine harvester? I don't know. I think so. I'm not sort of don't really understand the country things here really, not properly anyway. I think it's a... Oh, excuse me, I'm burping again. I think it's a combine harvester, yeah. I think it is, all right. Good morning to Alan Russell joining us this morning as well. Isn't that fantastic? Combine harvester. Last night we went to Skegness. There was me, my sister, brother-in-law, nephew Gary, his wife Stacey, great niece Olivia, great nephew Harry, great niece Evie, and helper Cheryl, and we all traipsed off to Skegness. We got a little bit wet last night, and we did see the odd flash of lightning and thunder, and it was really dark last night. I was trying to work out whether or not it was just getting darker now because, of course, you know, we've gone past that longest day of the year business, or whether it was the storm or a combination of the both. I don't think we were right under the storm. The flashes were a little bit in the background. It was mainly sheet lightning, but nevertheless enough to be frightening enough. And we went and had fish and chips, and I had chips and baked beans in the trawler's catch. We've worked out how you can get more chips now. Oh yes, so usually I order a large chips, right? Can I just blow my nose? Just a minute now. Excuse me. I'll order a large chips with baked beans over the top of them, right? But to get more chips, right, what you do is order the chips and then the baked beans in a little pot on their own. You then get more baked beans and more chips in there because you haven't got to put it all on one. So we work that. I'll probably get about 3 extra chips. We love the chips in the trawler's catch in Skegness. Then we went for a walk, and there were these flashes of lightning. I'm saying we shouldn't be walking out here, but they weren't having none of it. Oh no, they know best. No, won't get struck by lightning. I wonder how many other people have said that and are now dead. No, don't take any notice of me. No, you know best. Fine. Okay. So we're walking around in this lightning. And the rain, it wasn't too bad, the rain, to be honest. And we got an ice cream. Oh, that was lovely ice cream. And I said to my nephew, what do you want? I said, I'll get them. He said, no, I'll get them. He said, no. I said, no, I'll get them. He said, I'll have 3 trays of donuts, please. Trays of donuts, not one donut. Trays of donuts. 1 tray each. God's sake. And they had trays of donuts, I think, with chocolate, Nutella? Nutella. They had Nutella on it. Oh, there's my mate. Just a moment, please. Very important call coming through. Good morning. Chris Reardon. Breaking news. Oh. Oh. Oh, well, I get that. Yeah, I get that. Okay. I shall ring you afterwards. Okay. Bye, love. Bye. Bye. Oh, that's me, mate. Oh, dear. He's got to stay in hospital now until at least next Monday. Oh, because he's got to finish all these antibiotics. Oh, what a disappointment. I think he thought he was going away, going home today. Is that awful? I expect that's happened to you before, 1 or 2 of you before, where you think you're going to go home from whether it's hospital or somewhere else and that gets delayed. So he looks like he's going to be in hospital now till Monday. But never mind. Chris will visit on Sunday. I bet he can't wait for that. And I should take the gift up to him, which will be completely useless to him while he's in hospital. Let's have a look. John says, I've not had egg tips and beans in ages. Well, I'll have it today for lunch, John. Nice. Nice. Try chips with cheese on top, then curry sauce. No, Rachel. No, I mean, how many calories do you want to eat, dear? Chips are bad enough on their own, but to put cheese on them is really asking for trouble, isn't it? Do you have that in Spain, Ben? Do they have cheese on chips in Spain? I bet they don't. Just dreadful that is. Poor John was in isolation for nearly a month. Oh, dear. Never mind. Never mind. Roy the Boy, that's what you call a mower. Yeah, who's the bloke? Isn't there a bloke that does chat shows called Something Mower? Someone who talks about mowers or something like that on YouTube. One of your mates, isn't it? What's his name? Something the Mower? Something like that. There he is. There's my nephew, Gary Butler. Come on, hurry up, Gary. Get that shed up, mate. Is it going up today? I do hope so. So very busy in Skegness last night. So busy. There was a lot of cars and there wasn't much room in the car park, but we managed to find a couple of spaces in there. And that was our day yesterday, really. A nice little day. We've got the raffle tickets to give away shortly. Clarissa says, cheesy chips are the best. Oh, no, thank you very much. No cheesy chips. Weird City, take him a fridge magnet. No, he can bloody well get a ticket, the same as everyone else. Too many people asking. They all come out with some sort of, I think I should get a fridge magnet anyway because, no, you think you should get a fridge magnet if you get a raffle ticket. That's it. Raffle tickets coming up. Mix Mowers, thank you very much. Does he talk about, I haven't watched one of his shows. Is that what he does? Was it like a specialist show that he talks about lawn mowers? Or does he just do a general chat thing like maybe that's his nickname? Is it Mix Mowers or his business name? I don't know. Rachel said there's nothing on you, Chris, so stop moaning you're overweight or morbidly obese. Although I must say when I went for my checkup last week at the hospital, which went very well, thank you. You're welcome. The lady on the reception there, she said, okay, do you want to get on the scales? I said, not really. I said, look at me, I'm morbidly obese. Well, I don't think she saw it as a joke. I don't think she saw it as a joke. Anyway, she's a lovely lady on the hospital reception. She says, what do you mean morbidly obese? And looked down at me. I said, look, what's this? What's this? She said, listen, can you walk around? I said, yes. Can you breathe all right? I said, yes. Are you having trouble doing anything that you usually do because you're excessively overweight? I said, no. She said, well, stop moaning then. There's people that can't get out of bed, they're so fat. And that's true. That's true. You remember that bloke we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, 65, what was it called? 65 stone and can't get out the house or can't get out of bed, something like that. Anyway, it was this bloke. He was only 32. And he came across as a really nice man, a really nice chap. And all he could do, he was 65 stone, over 65 stone, I think. And all he did, his existence was to lay on a settee and watch the telly and eat. That was his existence. And a nurse would come round. He couldn't go to the toilet on his own or anything like that. He had to help. I don't know. We weren't told how he does it. I have no idea how he does it. But someone had to come in, rub cream over his sores because he didn't move much and all that. And a woman come to visit him because he wanted to lose weight. And he wanted to lose weight because he just got a 1-year-old nephew and he wanted to be able at some point to go and play football with him and take him around. So they kind of talked about going on some sort of, diet and that. And a doctor came to visit him to see if he was able to do anything. And then while he was waiting for things to start, he just died. Died in his sleep. His heart gave up. Incredibly sad. Incredibly sad programme. I don't know if any of you saw that. Good morning, good morning, Scarlett. Morning, Scarlett. The only way to eat chips, and they have to be twice cooked as in Belgium, is with mayonnaise. No, Scarlett. Scarlett, I don't know if you were with us at the beginning of the show. Margaret's gone. The lady who was next door. She sold up. She sold the caravan. So I've got an empty caravan next to me at the moment. The important thing is not to overindulge. Well, I don't think I do overindulge, Scarlett. I really don't. What was my meals yesterday? I had porridge in the morning with honey. Then I had, when I say I had Harry's chips, I had about 5 of them. About 5 of Harry's chips, which he didn't want at breakfast time. No, I didn't nick them from his plate while he was eating them. He didn't want them, so I assisted him in finishing them on the plate. And then for dinner, I had beans on wholemeal toast. And then for nighttime, I had beans on chips and an ice cream. Is that all I had yesterday? And 1 donut because someone didn't want it. I hate food being thrown away, Scarlett. I can't bear it. I just hate... we were in a restaurant yesterday in the Trawler's Catch in Skegness yesterday. And it was a large family of people. Very large family, like a large Asian family. They've always got large families, haven't they? I think there's lots of different families all go out together. And they were eating this meal. And then they all suddenly got up and went. Oh, my God, the food that was left on those plates. Disgusting. I hate food being left anywhere, don't you? Anyway, the chips were nice. Let me just scroll up there. Thank you. Roy the Boy, I talk about mowers or mixed mowers. Me and mixed mowers do a live stream together. Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought he did his own one there. Yeah, okay. He's a bit lacking in hair, same as me, isn't he? Yeah, that's the one. I know the one he meant. As many of us are over 50. What you two? What you two? About 45, you two? I think you're younger than me, aren't you? John needs to lose about 2 stone. I've cut out chocolate and cake, but I have to exercise more. Well, John, the lady at Slimming World used to tell us exercise is very good. Something which I'm, for the first time in years, I'm lacking at the moment, exercise. And I'll tell you why. Number one, I should be going every day swimming while I'm up here, right? Now, when I was living in Bracknell 7 days a week, I would walk or cycle to the swimming pool, walk or cycle back. That was about 45 minutes altogether, those 2 journeys. Okay, then I would swim, right? Here, I can't walk anywhere. I can go for a walk, but everywhere is too far to walk to and cycle to as well. Right? If I was to cycle to the swimming pool from here, 1.25 hours, well, that's too long. You lose half a day. Also, things keep happening here which stop me from going swimming, okay? Well, you'd think to yourself, well, why don't you go out for a walk instead? Well, things keep happening to stop me walking, things to do. Of course, I joined up with the swimming pool here, so I cancelled the one in Bracknell, right? So when I used to go swimming in Bracknell, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if I could possibly fit it in, then I would do that. Well, I cancelled that one basically because they put a new class on Monday morning, which stopped me going swimming. So that was out. So then it was just like paying for 2, which was useless. So I'm really, really unhappy at the moment about my lack of exercise. And I haven't been unhappy about my lack of exercise for about 20 years. I really, I'll get some things done here, like the shed needs to be done today. There's a bloke coming to measure on Friday. That'll count that one out as well. And then at some point they'll do the bathroom. Apart from those things, I think that's about it. When those two things are done, I'll be able to at least get back to my exercise routine here. But the lady at Slimmers World said exercise doesn't actually help you lose that much weight unless you're doing it like an athlete. Going swimming like 3 hours for running, several times a day. No, it's what you eat. This is what the lady in Slimmers World said. It's what you eat. And I think she's probably right. She says, you can lose weight by not exercising at all if you eat the right things. And I think she's probably right there. Excuse me. I think Scarlett's talking about the lady, the chap who was laying on the settee. He was a food addict, powerless over food, which is a common addiction. I think we all go through that a little bit sometimes, Scarlett. I might be driving along, or I'm not going to have a bag of crisps there, and then automatically I just pull into a petrol station sometimes. Oh no. Clarissa, cheesy chips and tomato sauce. No. I mean, chips and tomato sauce, yes, but not with cheese on them, Clarissa. No, not with cheese on them. Good morning to Joanna. You're a bit late today, darling. Welcome to the show, Joanna. In the mornings, Alan has Brussels pate on cream crackers. What's that? Brussels pate? Pate? What, as in Brussels sprouts? They make a pate out of Brussels sprouts. Is that it? I don't know what that is. Good morning, Ian Days. Morning, Ian. Roy's 58. Oh, is it your birthday today, Roy? Will you come up on our birthday list? Will you come up on my Facebook birthday list? How's it 5 to 10 already? Christ, I don't know how it just goes so quick. Are you on? Let me have a look, Roy. Make sure you come up because I know you'll be devastated if I don't sing to you. Is that you there, Roy Hill? Is that you? Roy Hill. Is that right? Have I got that right, Roy? There we are. Evie and Harriet. A great nephew, Evie, Harry and Evie. I'm wishing you happy birthday. Olivia there as well, I'm sure. John Aitken is going to the gym 4 times a week, but I'm not doing very much. I walk to it and back as well. I think walking is probably the best thing. Rachel said any excuse not to do the exercise. It's because we're middle-aged men. Other people have said, as you get older, it's more and more difficult to lose the weight. But there we go. Brussels pate is smooth liver pate. Oh, that sounds absolutely vile, Scarlett. I hope you don't put any of that in your beautiful cakes that you make. I managed to get some... anyone tried beetroot burgers? Aldi are doing them. Absolutely delicious. There's just a hint of a taste of cumin in there. Now, cumin is a spice. You've got to be so careful with that. It's so easy to overdo that one. But they've just got the right amount in. And as you're eating these beetroot burgers from Aldi, oh, they're so nice. Really, really. There's Twitter. No. Is that on? Are we there? Did you lose us for a moment or two there? You may well have lost us for a moment or two there. I'm not sure. Keep with it, yeah. I did say to you there seemed to be a little bit of a problem this morning with the internet. We lost it earlier. I hope you're back with us there, boys and girls. So which means, of course, we're being 2 parts. If you've just found us on the internet, there is a part 1 to this. If you look somewhere on the summary, I'll put a link to parts 1 and part 2. I did spot that just go off then. I said to you that it did go off earlier, I noticed. I don't know why that was. Anyway, we're back now. Something about the Brazilian rainforest. Just apparently they have these fires every year. Whether or not they're worse this year. But it says here, Brazil has now said it will accept foreign aid to help fight fires in the Amazon, but only if it can determine how the money will be spent. Well... presumably to buy water. I don't know how that works. How does that work? I mean, so is it? Let's see. Who's giving Brazil money? Is it the EU? The move comes in amid an increase of there's some that is having a row with a French bloke, Emmanuel Macron, isn't he? Presidential spokesman Rego Barris. The Brazilian government through its president, is open to receiving financial support from organisations and countries. This money, when it enters the country, will have total governance of the Brazilian people. G7 leaders pledged $20 million after discussing the fires ravaging an area often dubbed the lungs of the world. They're very important, these trees in Brazil, for the rest of the world. I mean, massive areas of trees, and they just knock them down. The offer was made at a summit in France, has stirred up emotions. I mean, what? I don't know. What would you do with $20 million of money? Help to fight fire? I suppose they buy more firefighting equipment, do they, or something like that? Very strange. You're back there? Who's giving out a Brazilian? Latinos are nice, aren't they, LaBelle? We do like a Latino or two. Shania, guess what's arrived in the post? Shania's got the fridge magnet. Thank God for that. Well, hopefully Diane will get hers as well there. Okay? Hopefully Diane will get hers as well there. Good morning, Evie. Morning. Welcome to the show. Great niece Evie's watching as well this morning. After I did... Evie didn't have an ice cream last night. She had a packet of sweets. No ice creams for and Harry as well, down in Skegness. No sweets last night. So that's the Brazilian story. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Now, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Disappointed to read this story. It's in the Daily Mirror this week. Now, I understand, when it comes to food and things like that, generally businesses, you wouldn't take a load of sandwiches into a restaurant, would you? Or walk into even a pub with a McDonald's. Or you shouldn't do anyway. I mean, I certainly wouldn't. If a pub is selling food, or like a restaurant, then you can't be taking your own food in there, can you really? Other than perhaps, I don't know, some biscuits or something like that. You wouldn't walk into another pub or a restaurant with your own meal, would you? Well, but when it's a family and sandwiches, I think this is a bit different. I don't really know Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I've never been there. Nevertheless, the story in the Daily Mirror this morning says, a mum has slammed Blackpool Pleasure Beach rules as unfair for families on a budget after she says she was told she had to dispose of her pre-prepared sandwiches. She's a mother of 4. She was allegedly refused entry unless she binned her picnic. She claims she was told the family would be breaching picnic policy if they took their lunches in. Well, is that what it is? Just a beach? I mean, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I mean, when you go to Disney, if you go to Euro Disney, incredibly expensive food there. Not just expensive, outrageously expensive food at Euro Disney. But I don't think they stop you taking in your own sandwiches or stuff like that. She claims that she was told the family would be breaching picnic policy if they took their lunches in. A spokesman for Blackpool Pleasure Beach confirmed the attraction has a blanket ban on picnics unless there are special dietary needs. But the mother, the fuming Zara, has slammed the tourist attraction, saying the rules are unacceptable and unfair for families on a budget. Zara had forked out £102.50 for a long-awaited family trip to the site over the bank holiday weekend, the paper Birmingham Live reports. But after queuing with her partner and their young children, she reached the entrance only to be told she had to get rid of the food. For an extra payment of £5, the attraction offers visitors the use of a locker to store lunches in, but Zara refused it, saying it was a scorching day and the food would have been inedible. Faced with upsetting the children, she agreed to bin the sandwiches and ended up paying another £25 on the day to feed her family. She said, my family and I decided to take a trip to the Blackpool to treat the children. And then she goes on about... and then we get the sad star. They always bulk this out with something sad, don't they? We've got a newborn, I've been really ill. It has nothing to do with it. Nothing to bloody well do with it. And according to the theme park rules, we're not allowed to bring the food in. Well, didn't you know that before you went, dear? I must say, I don't know what it is, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Is it like sort of a cheap version of Disney with rides and things like that? Because if it is, I'm very surprised that you can't take your sandwiches in. on one side, I think, if you've got a family and that, it is so expensive sometimes to eat out. It really is. Even to it's all very well me. If I want to go to McDonald's, I'd probably go in McDonald's and have a whole. I don't call them meals. You see, to me, a McDonald's is a snack. It's not a meal at all in McDonald's. It's a blooming snack, But I can go into Pizza Hut and have a full slap-up dinner and a couple of drinks, I suppose, for like 12 quid. Well, that's all right for me on my own. When you've got a whole family trollopsing in and out of there, or traipsing in and out of there, you're looking at 40 or 50 quid. When my nephew and his family came down to London, when we went to Euro Disney with them a couple of years ago, and she said, what's the nearest place to eat? And I said, well, Five Guys. She was shocked at how much they charge in there. It's so expensive, for family. Every time they eat out, it's like 50 or 60 quid. So you would take your sandwiches, wouldn't you? I mean, if I had a family, I wouldn't be going out everywhere and buying dinners all the time. Oh, yeah, how can you afford that? If you're on normal money, how can a family afford to just keep going out and having meals out all the time? I don't see how they can do it. I begrudge going into restaurants and paying 15 quid for a dinner when I know I can come here and do it for like 2 quid on the cooker. And other people would say, oh, it's nice to eat out. Yeah, perhaps it is. But it's not nice to be ripped off every time you do try and eat out. You got families families that you often see them in the paper. Oh, we can't believe we've been here and it cost this much. Well, why did you go there then? Cook it yourself. Unless, of course, you're out somewhere and you've got not much choice. There's plenty of people that go out all the time. Or they get takeouts in or they get takeaways in, don't they? And again, family of 4, I suppose. 2 teenage children, a mum and dad. You order stuff from Domino's restaurant, so your dinners cost you 50 quid instead of like 8. I do think sometimes people don't think about how much money is actually going out. And they get to the end of the week, I've got no money. Why? Because you had 2 lots of takeouts this week. That's why. Let's just scroll down there. Where are we going now? Oh, bum. Clarissa says Brazil could hire planes to do water dumps, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know what they do with that money, to be honest. No idea. Good morning to Jonathan Edmondson, joining us on Facebook there. Good morning. Thank you, Roy. Roy is Roy Hill, so your name will come up. Passeribo, not seen you for some time. Good morning, Passeribo. Ray Reynolds, you're back. It's fun. When I'm on Facebook, there's sometimes no space to send messages. Really? Oh, I don't know about that, Ray. I don't know how that works. I'm not. I kind of just receive them. I don't know how that works, to be honest. All right. LaBelle, what? It's a mother with children, she says. That's just awful. People can't afford things. That's not fair. There you go. See, LaBelle says it as well. You should be allowed to take your sandwiches into a theme park, shouldn't you? On the other hand, if that's the rules and you're told that to begin with, then don't take your sandwiches in. I personally wouldn't go. I wouldn't give them my money then. Go somewhere else where you can take your sandwiches in. It is expensive to have a family. I don't have one, so I wouldn't know. It must be so expensive to go out for a day. I mean, how much do people spend now on a week? I know a lot of families go out perhaps on a Sunday, don't they? A little trip out to somewhere. They must spend a fortune on a Sunday going out. Okay. Clarissa has never been and has never really been interested in going to Blackpool. Okay. John says they want you to spend as much money. I'm glad we don't have kids, yeah? Well, there you are. Won't cost you anything. Yeah, but having kids is a different thing altogether. Having those little people running around, it's wonderful when I go and see my great nieces and nephews. But, of course, I don't have to spend out from all the time, do I? Had one of those double pounder cheeseburgers yesterday. Did you? Did you have 2 lots of dead animals instead of 1, Rachel? With cheese on top. It is a theme park, is it? Okay, I didn't know Blackpool. I thought it was some sort of beach or something like that. I don't know. Even going to the cinema with the family is really expensive. Well, yeah, especially if you do it in London and Leicester Square. Say goodbye to 25 quid each. That's just for the ticket. Can someone look up the ticket prices at the Odeon in Leicester Square? I think they're about £25 each. Weird City. wants to know, where do you stand with tips, Chris, on restaurants that include service charge? Okay, if there's a service charge included on the bill, that is the tip. That is the tip. You've paid it, okay? However, I'm very generous with tips. I've possibly learnt this because I've been to America so many times. Some of the American people working in restaurants, and LaBelle will tell us here, working in restaurants are on extremely low wages and make their money through tips. And I learnt very quickly this, and I also learnt to give a really good tip if I'm looked after. If someone has bent over backwards to do everything I could possibly imagine that I'd wanted them to do, I will give them a damn good tip. When I've gone out to afternoon teas in London, okay, if the service has been fantastic, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's expensive to do it in some of these places. Certainly Claridge's, the Mandarin Oriental, Fortnum and Mason's, it's a fair whack when you go and just pay the price. But I do believe you get the value for money. It's not just about sitting there eating a plate of sandwiches and tea. It's everything. Someone playing the piano, the crystal chandeliers, the beautiful furniture, the paintings. And the service is second to none. Yes, give them a big tip. So, I mean, we've been at Claridge's Hotel. I will tell you now that for two of us, and we had a couple of drinks each as well. I think I had a glass of champagne, he had a glass of champagne and a gin and tonic. I think it came to about 230 quid for the two of us for one afternoon. But it's something you're not doing every day or every week or even every month of the year. When you sit in Claridge's and you have that afternoon tea and you see what's going on around you and everything else, you know that you've spent the money well. You haven't been ripped off. And then the waiter comes, and I'm always a bit wary of how tips work, whether they all go into one pot. So I'll shake their hand, and I'll have, in that case, the service was so good, I gave him 20 quid. I gave him 20 quid, you know. So yes, give people a good tip if they've done you a good service. However, if you've had bad service, give them sod all. How many times have you been in one of those bloody Harvesters or somewhere like that and you've asked for something, oh, we're really short-staffed. Well, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. And I've mentioned it so many times before, that dreadful place in near Boston, the Chain Bridge restaurant. Dreadful. We waited and we waited and we were... and then the chips came, there weren't many chips, and the answer was, well, that's a portion, mate. Ah, you got sod all out of me, mate. No tip for you. No, go away. Bad service. Never went back. Yes, give them a good tip if they give you a good service, all right? Clarissa says, all-you-can-eat places are cheap. Toby Carvery, fantastic. $5.99 for as much as you can. I'll get 3 bits of dead animal, but as many roast potatoes in Toby Carvery. Yes, please, mummy. Delicious. A small tub of popcorn is £5. What, at the Odeon? Really? God's sake, man. You can buy a packet, can't you? Good morning to Martin Edwards. Hello. LaBelle, we make our money on tips. The pay isn't good at all for our service. Waitresses and waiters, yeah. So there you go. There's the proof there. That's in America. I do know that they're very badly paid there. But that's the setup there. All the Americans know that these servers make their money from tips. Let me tell you, you go to a restaurant in America, whether it's a cheap one or an expensive one, the service is fantastic. It has to be, because if it's bad, you ain't going to give them much of a tip, are you? They want the tip, so they give you a really good service. It's fantastic. I don't think I've ever had a complaint in America. I like Denny's. I love Denny's. Oh, Denny's, the pancakes, stacks of them like this with maple syrup over the top. Yes, please, mummy. Jonathan says that's why you go to places like Alton Towers or places like that. It's fair enough. It's a lot, but you get a lot for your money. Yeah, it's just the food. We're talking about the food prices, Jonathan. When you go on, and Euro Disney food prices are extortionate, really. Morning to Ellie. Morning, Ellie. John, the Prince Charles Cinema just off Leicester Square is very good and cheap. I don't know that one. Is he actually there, Prince Charles, collecting the tickets? Do they have like a little interval halfway and he goes up and down with his little thing of ice creams? Ice cream, anyone? Morning to Ellie over there in Northern Ireland. Morning, my love. She was up early. Roy could get drunk a week on 200 quid. John, I didn't know that. John was the manager at the Georgian restaurant in Harrods. The afternoon tea was popular, £25 a person. Blimey, that was a long time ago. I've been to the afternoon tea in Harrods 3 times. It's excellent. It's really, really good in there. The service is good. It's a bit plain in there. If you compare it to like the Mandarin Oriental or one of the others, there's not much to look at in there. Do you know what I mean by pictures, statues, things like that? That being said, food's fantastic. It just keeps coming until you say stop. The tea's great and the service was great. But it's not £25. I think it's about £55 there in Harrods for afternoon tea now. I'm not sure the exact price there. All right. We're going to do the tickets in a second. Get ready for your raffle tickets, gang. Ellie says, I know, Chris, most shops, I've no one to help me to get things like clothes. The staff just say we're short-staffed. Even in most shops, there's a lack of staff. Yeah, that's a different thing with clothes shops, isn't it, really? If you're in a restaurant, the excuse we're short-staffed doesn't do it to me. You're a shop. I've come to eat a meal. Why didn't you tell us this before we started, that we would sit there and wait for a bloody hour and a half for someone to come over and offer us a bowl of soup? Dear me. I've been out with people. I can't do it myself. I can't bring myself to do it. But I've been out with people before. This was at Euro Disney, actually, in the Rainforest Cafe. Oh, let me tell you this story. We was in the Rainforest Cafe. That was with my nephew and his family. And we sat down and we looked at this menu. We must have been sitting there an hour and 15 minutes before anyone came over. The food, when it came, it was nice. It was expensive in there, but it was nice food. And at the end of it, we called her, and my nephew's wife managed to write off all of the drinks. We got the drinks for free because we waited there so long. Really, it's got to be the slowest service I've ever experienced in a restaurant. The Rainforest Cafe within the sort of Euro Disney place. Dreadful. Yes, it was very busy. But if you can't deal with that many tables, don't have so many bloody tables. LaBelle, on the subject of the American places, they really do try and give good service in America. Yes, they do. Good tips can help someone pay their bills. Of course they can, my darling. Yeah. Clarissa, first time I went to America, stayed on International Drive. Yeah, me too. Every morning we went to Shawnee's. All you can eat. Staff were awesome. Always gave a good tip. It's great, International Drive. It's all down there, isn't it? And you've got two designer outlets, one at either end. Did you go on the bus? The old-fashioned bus. Wonderful. Wonderful. Julian just had a look at the Pleasure Beach site. It clearly states no food allowed beyond the main entrance, which is fair enough. You know, that's fair enough. You know, she should have known. If it says that, that's the rules. I mean, if I had a family and I saw that sign, we'll go somewhere else. You know, the choice was hers. But if that's the rules of the Pleasure Beach, that's the rules, you know. Oh, isn't it? Diane, her fridge magnet and photo have just arrived. Excellent. So everyone's got their fridge magnets now. Good. Jonathan, did you see my comment? Yeah, just read it out, Jonathan. Did you not hear it? Oh, you just got kicked off, did you? Yeah, just read your comment. Okay. Ellie had a lovely dream. I won the fridge magnet and Chris knocked on my door holding it, singing Lady in Red. 'Cause you're my lady. I wouldn't be singing that. That is a depressing ballad, that one, Ellie. We don't do we do ballads, but not depressing ones. Even now, la la la. That one. That's not a depressing one. LaBelle, even as a drag queen, a booking fee. We really need the tips. Yes. Now I don't know if you know this, LaBelle, but over here in the UK, the drag queens are not tipped. They're all on a good wage. Some of them probably about $400 a show or more. Okay, $300 to $400 seems to be the norm over here for a drag queen's wage. Much more than the DJs or the karaoke people. I have to tell you, I do know, those of you here in the UK, that in America, their majority of the money comes from tips. And literally, as a drag queen, if you've been, you'll know this. If you've seen a drag show in America, you'll know this. As a drag queen is walking around in her venue, doing stuff, literally people come, stand at the front of the stage and hand them money. That's their wages. Like people like me who would have gone to see the show, literally they walk to the front of the stage, they stand and just hold out $5. Probably now and again they get a nice little bit of an insult as a thanks for the money. And that's how a lot of the drag queens are paid in America, okay? It was 1992 when John was in Harrods. That's why it was so low. Clarissa would love to see a drag show in America. It is. But, you know, you get good ones and bad ones, same as over here. Right, let's have a look. Roy's got a swollen face in the dentist, have you? Is the dentist watching as well? Good morning, Graham. Morning, Graham. Come along. Yeah. It'd be nice to see you, Graham. We need some young people on Monday. We're lacking young people at the moment on a Monday night, Graham. All the young people are going on the Friday. We're hardly getting anyone on a Monday. And it's nice to have a real selection of different types of people, you know, and ages of people as well, of course. Okay. She needs to move to the UK, LaBelle. Sometimes, the only thing is, sometimes that doesn't work, LaBelle, you know. The humour in some countries is sometimes completely different to the humour in other countries. A very, very good friend of mine who's an Australian drag queen, and she's massive in Australia. I don't want to give you a name because it's a bit unfair to her. She was massively popular in Australia, right? Came over here, just didn't really happen. I thought she was absolutely brilliant, and I didn't actually know why what she did there didn't really work as well. It did work, don't get me wrong, but not at the success that she had over there. Do you see what I mean? She'd be doing these numbers and I'd be laughing around. I'd look at the audience and they're just carrying on looking at the bloody mobile phones. Morning to David in Hamill. Good morning, David B. Your notification alert woke me up. Well, that was an hour ago. Well, it's taken you an hour to send me some blooming a message. All right. Hello to Paul Stone. Good morning, Paul. Ray did that on Sunday. Someone put 50 quid in his tin hat. Really? Oh, well, he can buy me bloody lunch next time he comes down the pub. Did you get 50 quid? I hope you shared it with everyone else, right, Ray? Oh, John met RuPaul in Miami. She wanted to put me in her pocket and take me home. I was cute in the 90s. Yes, that's you got the right phrase there, John. In the 90s, yes? You were cute in the 90s. That's all I'm saying, lovey. Like the rest of us, love. Didn't take me long to pull downstairs and trade and then go up the stairs to that room with all the nice tiles. I spent ages in there, John. Did you? You know the room with the nice tiles? LaBelle's a dancer. Oh, okay, you're a dancer. You do dynamite. That probably wouldn't work, I have to say, LaBelle. Yeah, they like over here. They tend to like drag queens that talk. You know, the miming, also known as lip sticking, that was big over here in the 80s. There were many very, very successful miming drag queens over here in the 90s. Not so much now. I don't know why. The younger people like the RuPaul type thing. You know, very glamorous. Don't say much. The younger people absolutely love it. The older people like me like the talking drag queens. People look him up, Miss Jason. Try and look him up, and you'll get an idea. There's probably some YouTube videos on there. Okay. John's got no. Yes, you do. I spent ages in that room, dear. More time there than on the dance floor. Right, it's raffle time, boys. David says you were cute in the 70s. I wasn't actually. I was fat in the 70s, like I am now. Right. Let's do the raffle tickets. Who wants a raffle ticket, gang? You can get yourself a raffle ticket now. The draw is on Monday. Sorry, no, it's not on Monday this week. It's on Saturday. The raffle draw will be Saturday morning this week. Okay? Saturday morning this week. You can win a fridge magnet. Already, millions of people all over the world have won fridge magnets. You could win yours. Ask me for a raffle ticket. If you're with the show live, you'll get one now. If you're watching a recording, email into the show. That address there. Okay? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, and I'll send you a number back by reply email. If you can't use one of those methods, then you can text in for a raffle ticket. Number up there, 07551 259 675. Only ask by one method and only ask once. If you ask twice, I'll take all the other raffle tickets out you've won and you will be banned from further raffles. We try and be fair to everyone, okay? It's just a bit of fun. There's no £10,000. There's no holiday to Miami. There's no, no car waiting for you. It's a fridge magnet. It's a fridge magnet, okay? So here we go. Who wants a raffle ticket? First one of the day, 2. Weird City Citizen. Weird City. Raffle ticket number 311 for you, sir. 311, okay. Weird City, where are we? Roy Brownlow, 312. Oh, look, I must go and take my pills, dear. 312 for you, Roy. There you go, all right. Roy the boy, 313. Have we done a long show again? We have, haven't we? 313, Roy. Ian Days, 314. That's funny. All the YouTube ones are coming in quicker today than the Facebook ones. Look at that. That's unusual. 314 for... Who was that? Ian Days. There you go. Name on the back there. Oh, you can't really see, can you? Ian Days, 314. 315 for Claire L. Thank you, Claire. 315 for you, darling. Can you see that or not? You can't really. It's too white, isn't it? Is it because it's so... Oh, it's that light, isn't it? It's that light that's on in front of me. I did ask you last week if you preferred it with the light on and off, and people said on, so that's why it's still on. So 315 for Claire. You must ask... So just say ticket if you want, and that's fine. Michael Lawrence. Thank you, Michael. Otherwise, I'll think you're having a conversation with me. Michael Lawrence, 316. There you go, 316 for Michael. LaBelle, hello LaBelle, there she is, LaBelle. LaBelle, 317. Beat the clock, we want to beat the clock. Joanna, 318. Joanna Ebola. I can't stop saying that now, Joanna. It's like when I say BBC One Colour. 318 for Joanna, there you go. John Aitken, 319. Don't you wish you could still fit into those Levi's, John? I've still got my trade Levi's at home. I have on the shelf, hoping that one day I'll get back into them again. 319 for you. Thank you, John. LaBelle, can you send me a hunky Irishman? No. Oh, is that it? Is that everyone? That looks like it's everyone. Have I missed anyone out? Quickly, if I've missed anyone out, speak now or forever hold thy tongue. Have you ever tried to hold your tongue? Very difficult. Oh, the Queen's is going to give a speech on October the 14th. What's that about then? Ticket Michael Pullman. Hello, Michael. Anyone who asked and didn't get one then, ask again now, because I might not have got your message. 320 for you, Michael. Okay. Oh, Liz has got an upset stomach. Sorry, Liz. Hope you get better soon, sweetheart. Or in that horrible upset stomach. Is it one of those where you have to keep running to the toilet? Don't you hate that, dear? Sometimes I wish you could just fall asleep on the toilet. You know, if you took a tall stool in there, you kind of go to sleep there. And then, you know. Have you ever had a bad upset stomach and worried about having an accident in the bed? Ellie. Ellie Scott, 300. Did you get one? I don't know, Ellie. Did you? Did you ask for one a minute ago or not? Let me have a look up here. Ellie. Yes, you did. You would have got one, Ellie. I can see your messages up there. Clarissa, of course you're allowed. Clarissa didn't ask for one, did she? 3, 2, 1. Clarissa. Oh, I spelled your name wrong now. Angeloni. There we are. Clarissa, your number 321 there. All right, sweetheart. Ellie got a ticket. I'm sure you got a ticket there, Ellie. Let me have a little look in here. Well, there's quite a few in here now, isn't there? Joanna, LaBelle, Michael, John. Oh, did you not get one? Maybe we missed you out. Hang on a minute. Michael, that's from yesterday. Oh, no, I don't think you did, actually. Let me have a look there. Michael Pullman, Weird City. You were the first one today, weren't you, Weird? No, you didn't get one. Oh, hang on. What's this here? Ellie Scott, 297. Oh, that was yesterday, wasn't it? 297. Was that yesterday? The first one today was Weird City, wasn't it? Where's that gone now? Have a look here. Weird City, 311. Yep, okay. 322, Ellie, 322. Parliament has been suspended for an extra 5 weeks. Those Remainers will be doing their nuts. 322, 322. Where's it gone now? Ellie Scott. Ellie's got 28-inch legs. Oh, you're not very tall then, are you, love? Oh, Christ, some people be tripping over you, love, in Woolworths. 322, all right. There you go. Can you see that as a 3? It looks like a 1 there. There, 322, Ellie. All right, is that everyone? John's got 2 brand new pairs of Levi's in the wardrobe. 30-inch waist. Oh, I don't think so, mate. Oh, you might as well give those away. You aren't going to get back to 30. You might get 32. You might get 32. And I'll tell you why I say that. When I did the Slimming World, I thought I'd got down to a 34, right? I don't mind telling you this. I've never spent a lot of money on jeans. Okay, I bought Levi's, which I thought were a lot of money. Anyway, and my mate says, look, you've lost the weight now. And my jeans and clothes were all hanging. It looked dreadful. I had to go and get some more clothes, right? So I said, let's go to Selfridges. Get yourself a nice pair of jeans. So I went in Selfridges and I bought these expensive jeans. 200 quid. 200 quid. Good morning, Maureen. 200 quid for these jeans, right? So I'm trying them on. Size, I said, well, give us a 36 and 34, hoping that I was going to be the 34. Maureen, you are 323. There you go. All right, Maureen, let me write your name on the back, Maureen. Hang on. Oh, it's gone on that. Maureen 323. Right, so I bought these jeans to wear on the stage. And I've tried the 36. I thought, my God, I couldn't believe it. Right? Then I tried the 34 on, and they kind of did up, but they were hanging down on my arse. And I went to the shop assistant, George, the shop assistant. He was just fabulous. This is in Selfridges. He said, how are they? I said, oh, they're just hanging down a bit on my bum a bit. He said, oh, go down a size. I said, well, these are 34. He said, yeah, try 32. And I looked at my mate. I said, you must be joking. Anyway, got the 32 and they fitted. Do you know how that made me feel? I cannot tell you the endorphins that were released into my body from my brain for those. I was so pleased because I'd been 40. I went from 40 to 32 in 6 months. Thank you very much. Now 36. But there we go. It's one of those. Actually, I've got 34 jeans on at the moment. They're really tight. They're really painfully tight. In the car, I have to undo not only the top button, but the zip as well. Not comfortable. So I'm probably a 36 again now, I would imagine. That's the way it is, isn't it? You know, maybe we'll get on it again. Let's just carry on there. Rachel says the Queen's speech timing means MPs have no time to stop no deal Brexit. Oh dear. Oh, they'll be screaming and shouting now, won't they? Oh, well, let's have another little march up to London and stop all the traffic. Oh, just imagine the hassle. Dear me. LaBelle's an in-between sized person. Never fits me ever. I know what you mean, girl. I know what you mean. Let's do today's birthdays, and I must go and take my pills. And my nephew, no doubt, will be coming around very soon now. Happy birthday on this Wednesday, the 28th of August 2019, to Mr. Alex Green, who's an entertainer. He's doing a lot of work to try and reopen the Black Cap in Camden. He's a very, very good friend of mine. Good morning, Alex. Happy birthday to you, sir. Okay. Angelina Gallagher. Good morning. Happy birthday to you, Angelina. There he is. Roy the boy. Roy Hill today. 58 years old. Big fan of football. My dad used to love football. Happy birthday to you, Roy. Lee West today is 44 years old. Happy birthday to Mr. Lee West. Oh, I've lost them. Where are they gone? What's happened there? Hang on. There we are. Oh, there we go. What did I do? Yes, Lee West today, 44 years old. Lee, happy birthday to you. Marian Thurston today is one of our Manilow ladies. She today is 65 years old. Happy birthday, Marian. Alan Markovis. I think you're one of the Manilow boys, aren't you, Alan? If I'm right, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. If I'm right, I'm glad I got it right. Happy birthday to you, Alan. Daren Taylor Nani is today 45 years old. And finally, Steve Hadley on this Wednesday is... Oh, it doesn't say your birthday, so happy birthday to you, Steve. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Alrighty, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us again. Sorry we got cut off at the sort of halfway through the show, yeah. As you know, that's completely out of my control. We are over 4G here. It has been a lot. We haven't been cut off now for like 2.5 weeks, have we? So can't complain. I'm not too bothered about that. Hopefully it'll be all right tomorrow. And I'll see you again on the show tomorrow. I don't know about tonight. What am I doing tonight? Might be one tonight. Always remember to have your notifications things set on there, boys and girls, or something like that, okay? And if you didn't get a raffle ticket for today's show, you can email in chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Don't forget, you can claim your raffle ticket right up to the beginning of the next show. All right, once the next show started, you can't get another ticket for today. That's gone. Then we're on to the... Otherwise, we just keep going back. And people will forever be saying, oh, I didn't get a ticket for Friday's show. Too bloody late, mate. You got just a few hours to get your raffle ticket, and then we move on to the next show. Have a lovely day, boys and girls, and thanks for joining and listening. Bye-bye now.